G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, the female Channel 7 personality who's accused of raping and torturing children, her matter was back in court last Friday and it's been adjourned for another 3 weeks. So basically her name's suppressed for at least another 3 weeks. The magistrate reserved his decision. In the media are reporting he'll be handing down his decision on the 28th of October. Problem being that's a Saturday. Maybe they sit Saturdays, I'm not too sure, but maybe that date's either been wrongly reported or maybe he will be sitting on a Saturday. But some specific information that's come out, which is interesting. Number one, it looks like at least one of the victims is a female. The Courier Mail, their report seems to suggest there's only one alleged victim, whereas Channel 9 is reporting there seems to be multiple alleged victims of the female personality. And another interesting issue is that the fact that there's a King's Counsel representing this lady, the accused. Seems to be that she's got at least 3 lawyers, a junior barrister and also a King's Counsel. Now, there's been a bit of confusion over that, but that seems to be clarified. That's a hell of a legal team, very expensive. When I was up against Kerry Stokes for 8 years, he'd quite often have a senior counsel, a junior counsel, and 3 lawyers representing him against me. But he was he wasn't paying for it. Channel 7 was paying for it. If you don't know, Kerry Stokes is a major shareholder of Channel 7, and he's used that company for a long time as a personal slush fund to run various legal disputes against various people, various lawsuits, which is exactly what he was doing in the Ben Roberts-Smith case. He was funding the Ben Roberts-Smith case via Channel 7, paying for his legal fees until that was exposed. Then he quickly transferred the costs over to his own personal businesses because there was fraud on a massive scale. You can't use Channel 7's funds to run personal legal cases, which is in fact what he was doing, funding Ben Roberts-Smith. And as per my last video, it seems to be a suggestion that Channel 7 are paying for this matter. If that is the case, that's a pretty big scandal in itself. But anyhow, back to this issue, the latest update. I'll just read you out exactly what the lady's charged with. The woman faces charges including multiple counts of indecent treatment of children under age 16, multiple counts of rape, sexual assault, torture and assaults, allegedly committed over a period of more than a decade. Now, the Courier Mail are reporting on Friday the 6th of October, when I was last in court, that the woman's barrister was Patrick McCafferty, KC, at King's Counsel. Now, previously it was reported that she also had a King's Counsel representing her, but the only barrister name was Andrew O'Brien. It's not a King's Counsel, so it looks like she's got a very powerful legal team. A junior barrister, Andrew O'Brien, a King's Counsel, Patrick McCafferty, and also 3 lawyers, at least 3 lawyers, I suspect. Now, the magistrate hearing the matter is Magistrate Aaron Simpson, and it was heard at the Richlands Magistrates Court. And this is what the Courier Mail reported in part. You can go to their website and check out the full story, but they reported Mr. Simpson, who was the magistrate, argued that while open courts were a cornerstone of the judicial system, the matter was clearly in the public interest. The new law allowed him to take into account a consideration of special vulnerability. Now, the new law was come into effect on the 3rd of October. Prior to that, you couldn't name certain sex offenders, specifically alleged rapists, until it was set down for hearing. But since the 3rd of October, now you can name alleged rapists in Queensland, which brings it into line with other states around the country. But Magistrate Simpson is arguing that the new laws, if there's special vulnerability, he can still suppress their name. And he ordered that the court be closed while a mental health report was discussed, saying it was highly detailed and personal and not in the public interest to report it on. But he said the public and legal fraternity needed to know there was a mental health report which concluded the defendant was at serious risk of self-harm, in order that they understand the basis of whatever ruling he made on the non-publication order being sought by the woman. Mr. Simpson did, however, accept that arguing mental health problems should not become a get-out-of-jail-free card for others accused of rape or serious sex crimes who wanted their name suppressed. Now, it says Barrister Claire Schneider, for the alleged victim, said her client wanted the non-publication order lifted, which that obviously says one of the victims at least is a female. But Channel 9 was reporting that there was a barrister representing the victims, the survivors, or the complainants, which suggests there's more than one survivor, or alleged survivor. Now, I have no doubt if this lady does get a suppression order, it will open the floodgates for others. Now, some people have been commenting over the last week, oh, if it was a male, they wouldn't be getting the suppression order. Well, that's not true. There's a male in Toowoomba, high-profile male in Toowoomba, and he's been granted a suppression order so far, although his hearing is set down for next Friday, full hearing in relation to the suppression orders, but he's been granted an interim suppression order at the moment. And with the lady, there's also a co-accused who's a male, and his name's been suppressed as well, because to name her, or if you were able to name him, that would identify her. So his name's been, in effect, suppressed, so as not to identify her. So people running the argument, oh, it's a male-female thing. Oh, if it was a male, that would be named. Well, that's not true, because as we know, the Toowoomba guy's been suppressed. Now, a little bit of further information. I published a video the other day. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can see that in relation to Kerry Stokes are paying for this woman out of Channel 7 or Kerry Stokes' own personal funds. If they are, that's a scandal in itself, should be investigated. Because if 7 are paying for it, well, that's potentially financial fraud, using the shareholders' money to pay for some other person, unrelated person, which has no value to Channel 7 shareholders. Or if they're going to argue it does, well, let them run that argument. Let's see what it is. Now, what came out the other day, and I'll read it, it's from the Courier Mail again. The woman who was arrested and spent time in the watch house was initially contacted by the Courier Mail journalist about the charges and sensationally claimed she did not know about them. She said, inverted commas, "What charges are you talking about?" the woman said. And he goes on to say, "I certainly don't know what you are talking about. All that stuff they're saying online, you better call Channel 7 because it's all crap." Now, why is she saying call Channel 7? She must have had a conversation with someone at Channel 7 to say, yes, if I get any communication from the media, I'll direct them your way. And who at Channel 7 told her to say that? And that seems to suggest, at least in part, that potentially they are paying her legal fees. And if that's the case, like I said, that's a scandal by itself. People in the comment section have said, oh, it's all right for companies to pay legal fees for their staff. Well, she's not a staff member. 1, and 2, it's not all right for companies to pay for their staff. Name me one other company that's paid for their staff who are accused of being pedophiles. Now, this is an update to a previous video, an article I've done on my website and my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel and you'll see the video I published on the 5th of October titled, "Is a female 7 personality charged with sex crimes having a lawyers paid by Kerry Stokes or 7? Well, the article on the 30th of September titled, "Channel 7 personality charged with child sexual abuse. Torture gets suppression orders to override the new Queensland laws." Now, Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media. I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account. I currently have 322 patrons donating $2,149 a month, and I really need to double it to become financially viable. So please support that. You can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. And the link for the Patreon account will be below this video on YouTube and also on my website. And please share this video on social media. Thank you for your time and have a good day.